everyone. I'm going to show you how you can utilize this AI tool within QGIS in extracting some useful OSM information that you could, for example, use as baseline for any spatial analysis you want to do. You might have already seen this QAI from Bantam Labs. That is the same agency that did the AI vectorizer. I also have a video on this, so you can also give it a try. What this AI does is that it takes an input or a prompt in a natural language and just convert it into an SQL expression. That means that it's, on the one hand, it's very easy to just put in the text and you get something, but on the other hand, it has to be really crafted properly because it needs to pass to this particular expression, and not all natural languages can easily be passed into that expression. But we can see how it can be useful, or how it what difficulties that can also bring. So they have some examples here. If you want to try on different cases, then I can recommend you to look at some of the animations they made and see if you can replicate the same prompt. They also show some instructions on how to install it. Yeah, what kind of tags it is, how to also report bugs, and so on and so forth. The most important thing to note is that it is not free, but of course you can register and still use the free version for a month, and after the month I think you have to pay like $19 or $20. So this is it. I will just zoom in. I tried my hands on some prompts, but I'm going to start afresh so that you could see how easy it can be and how difficult it can also be in terms of using it for some basic baseline analysis. Yes, so let's try our hands. The first thing you should do is to install the plugin by going to plugins, and if you look for Q, you see that I've already installed it. But it's important to, I think this also comes with a lot of dependencies, so you don't need to do anything unlike you do in other plugins. So you just have to press install, and then you make sure that this is ticked, otherwise then you don't see it. So once you are done installing, you just close. And if you have a lot of toolbox open like mine, then you get problems locating your newly installed plugin. So normally what I do is I go to view, and there is something on toolbars. So with toolbars you can toggle in the check button as plugin toolbar, then you activate it. By my own is hidden somewhere here, so you can see Bantam Labs over here, and then you can the OpenKO icon or logo there, and then you can just click on it. If it's your first time, it's going to ask you to get started if you already have an account or create an account. So once you click on get started, it takes you to your login page. You log in, and then they send you, I think, an email, and then you have to log in. Click on that link they sent you, then you add in your payment details. So you have to add your payment details before it even gives you an access to start querying from this. So this is just something you should know. Something very important is, because this is also an AI model, and like I said, it's converting your natural language into an SQL. So mostly, if you want to get the best out of it, it's advisable to also use a different AI tool or chat box that can also generate very good prompt for you. I try to use GPT to see if I can get something like this, because that understands the tags or the OSM tags very well. Otherwise, then you need to put in a lot of prompts before the model understand. So this is basically just ask any AI model out there like Claude, DeepSeek, or ChatGPT to give you some prompts that you can just copy paste. And of course, here I wanted it to generate an isochrones with 15-minute walking, but you still need to refine this a little bit better to get the best out of it from this Q model. But yeah, let's give it a try. So the first thing I would like to do is to just zoom in to the city of Delft. I don't have the OSM or the OpenStreetMap shown here for a reason. So what I'm going to do is to just ask it. So can you load all building footprints in the municipality of Delft? So that is what I want to try first, and let's see. It is taking some moment to load. Yes, so you can see that it has loaded all the building footprints within the area. What you should note is that you see that this has also tilted, is using the map canvas is using 4326, but I think the layer itself is in the Dutch projection system. That is why it's tilted a little bit, but I'll correct it later on. So let's try to add another layer. Let's say add all road networks in categories. So that will also take a moment to load. So we see that it's also adding everything. I tried to render it, but it had some issues with categorizing this into maybe highway, district roads, footpath, or those kind of categories. But it's not the focus, so let's leave it as it is. But first, let me change the projection to RD new, and then I'll press OK. And then now it looks a bit more realistic than before. What we will do next is to load all parks within the area. So let's wait also. So you see that it's also adding all road networks. The good thing is that you get the most up-to-date data sets, also a little bit detailed, I would say. I would like to also add all the schools, so add all schools. And maybe we can also add supermarkets and try to experiment with some calculations and see how successful we'll be. So it took 73 supermarkets within the area. Let's now add an OpenStreetMap. So add an OpenStreetMap as a base map. Yeah. It will also do that. So now it's added it on the layer itself, so you can just bring it down. And then maybe we want to style the buildings a little bit. We will try to say remove the fill from the building layer and style the outline as red. Let's see. So like I said, sometimes it does understand this. You see that it did it, but yeah, it didn't also do a very good job here, I would say. It said it's updated the style for the building layer, removing the fill and setting the outline to red. But we can see that that didn't also work properly. It didn't work properly. So we will reverse the operations performed on the building layer. You will just bring it back to where it was. Okay, there is no undo, so then I would have to just adjust it myself, I think. Let's add it. Add a new building footprint with building outline style as red. So let's see. Okay, this also didn't work, or maybe it's still coming. It's still loading. So the styling was creating some issues, but I've re-added it as a default. What we can do is to try to see if we can add some supermarket. Add supermarket. So you can also add a train station or train stations if you are dealing with multiple cities. One important thing that I wanted to mention is that I already said to you that you need to really master the prompts, because they are not so super good in terms of understanding your natural language and putting it into SQL. So you need to try, and that is why I recommend first putting down or writing down the prompt for what you want to use, by using some other AI tools that can generate some good prompts. The reason is that they are able to use the OSM tags pretty well than you would do. You can also add some other layer of analysis to it, like highlight the closest school to the train station, something like that. The most important thing to note is that you have to reproject these layers that you create into your own projected coordinate system if you want to start querying with an analysis component. So that is something you should know. But in the end, this is a really nice tool that you can basically just use to understand where your amenities are clustered, where they are not. If you want to also inspect the basic features of a certain layer, I think this will be a very good tool to use. I also think it has other capabilities, like I said, but everything depends on your prompt. So I really recommend you first writing down your prompt with the help of an AI tool, and then you just copy paste inside. I will be following on if there are some new updates on this tool. I will make sure to include it also in a new tutorial. Thank you, and you can subscribe the video, or you can subscribe the channel for more other videos. Thank you.